Hey, what's up guys? This is one of my last videos going to be in this apartment. I actually move out in 2 days, and something I wanted to share today was something I learned while I was in France about a year and a half ago, and it's always stuck with me. Something that I learned because when I went to France, I had this belief that, you know what, fuck it, I'm not here to learn how to speak more English. I'm not here because I obviously went to study abroad with a bunch of American people, right? And my goal was to not talk to any American for as much as I possibly can. Obviously, I had some friends in the program, but my main goal was to hang out with as many foreign people as I possibly could, make as many French people, meet as many French friends as I possibly could, hang out with everyone that's from a different culture. And so the way the class was set up was there's a lot of Syrian people, right? Because obviously refugee crisis, there's a lot of Syrian people there. A lot of people from Colombia, believe it or not, were in my class. One person from Russia, and a person from South Korea. And then also in my class I had about 5-6 American girls. I was the only guy. Mind you, in this entire program of the American people, there was about 60 people, 57 of which were women and 3 of which were men, and I was one of the men. So immediately there's also that difference where almost every guy that's in the program is in a different class than I am. So I really wanted to hang out with people from a different culture, and I would almost exclusively hang out with them, right? So I would always sit with the Colombian people, I would always sit with the Russian girl, I would always sit with my Syrian friends, and we'd always chat and chit chat and joke around in their language, or they teach me some stupid words and I would say them back. Like my Syrian friend, he taught me how to say shit in Arab. Every single time the teacher would say something in French that was oh, we have this huge assignment. Mind you, we have all of our classes together. The same class was kind of set up oh, you have 5 classes with these same people throughout the week. And so I'd always sit next to them. We'd just sit in the back of the class or in the front of the class or wherever it was, depends on the teacher. And we'd just be sitting there and the teacher would say something and we'd be like, uh-huh, and I'd say the word. I don't remember it. That's the only reason I'm not saying it. But I just thought there's 2 main things that I think about all the time that I learned from my foreign friends, especially the French people, and especially from the Colombians. So the first thing I learned, which was, so get this, we were all, you could pick your elective classes. The way it was set up was, you had 3 or 4 main language classes, and then you had 1 or 2 elective classes. And so depending on what electives you took, that's how many new people you met, because the electives were the ones you could pretty much choose, but the rest you were set with your class. So your main language classes, you were with the same people. But I took an acting class. It was a drama and acting class. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be fun, because I'm in France, right? I'm like, oh, I came here to have some fun as well, so I'm gonna do something that's outside of my comfort zone, maybe see if it changes me a little bit. I learned how to act a little bit more, which is a lot of fun. It's a vulnerability thing, side note. I'll talk about that in a different video. But the main thing is, I remember one time, this class is filled with foreign people. I think there was one other girl from my program, the American program, who actually took this class. Because this one was the 8 a.m. class. Everyone was way more popular with the 5 p.m. class, and it was 8 a.m. on Friday. So we're in this class, 8 a.m. There's 8 Colombian people, so more Colombian people that were in my actual class. So I met other people that were Colombian as well. 3 Syrian guys, and mind you, these people are not my age. At the time I'm 19, everyone else is 40, 30, 20, 21, 25, something there's a huge mix, right? There's some Arab people who are literally the age of my dad, so 55, 60. And there's a big mix, and it's just a cultural clash, and you learn so much from other people. And I remember we had the people from my class, which were the 5 Colombian people, not the 8. We all get out of the class, and the class goes from 8 to 9:45. And we had a class at 10, so there's a 15-minute gap, right? And we're always chatting, we're a close group of friends, right? Because there's only 15 people to really interact with in the class, and it's an acting class, so you're obviously going to be talking. And so we're all heading over to the cafeteria, really quickly, because we're all dead tired. It's freaking really early in the morning on a Friday, to go grab some coffee. So we're all grabbing coffee, and we're chatting, and there's a line to get coffee, obviously, this early in the morning. So we don't sit down to start drinking coffee until around 9:55, and class starts in 5 minutes. And so we're all drinking, we're all chatting. The Russian girl's there, the 5 Colombian people are there, and we're just around a big table just joking around. And what I noticed is, well, time kept passing by, and like an American student, anyone who's like pretty much raised in America, I feel like we have this notion where we have to be punctual, we gotta go places fast, right? Like time is of the essence, we gotta fucking get moving. And we're sitting there, we're drinking this coffee, and like 10-15 minutes rolls by. Mind you, now we're late for class. It's like 10:10, right? And I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, it's class already started, we should probably head over. And they're like, yeah, we'll head over once I drink, once I finish the coffee. We'll leave in a couple minutes, right? And it hits 10:17. 10:17, right? 17 minutes late to class. Class is only, mind you, an hour 45 minutes. So about at 10:17, I remember exactly 10:17. We all get up and we're like, all right, let's start heading over to class. And on our way out of our off the table to go out of the cafeteria, we run into some other Colombian people that my Colombian friends knew. And we just started chatting with them. It was so funny. Like literally 17, 20 minutes late to class. And instead of rushing to class, like, oh shit, we're like chatting it up, joking about with these Colombian people that were hella late. Well, there's only like 16 people in the class and there's like 8 of us here or whatever it was. So literally we're half the class. It doesn't matter for like, you can't punish half the freaking class for being late. And so I remember us all walking into class 25 minutes late, and we just sit down and life resumes. And what that really taught me is, this is a big takeaway here, is that like life moves real slowly. You can live life really slowly, and there's not this like always this rush, you know? Like I find I'm constantly late to things now, and I love that shit. It's not a thing of disrespect. Like if I have to be there, I'll be there on time. But a majority of the time, if I set my time like, oh, we gotta be there by this time, and shit, we're having fun, we're doing something else, I'm not stressed about getting there on time. Fuck it, man, waste another 5 minutes. Live your life. It's not that, is it really gonna matter in the grand scheme of things 5 hours from now, 5 days from now, 5 weeks from now, 5 months from now, 5 years from now, that you were late 10-15 minutes to something? I highly doubt it. Now, the second thing I learned was from my French host family, right? If you guys have watched my series about me cutting in France, it was like the only real series I have on this channel. It was recorded like 2 years ago, like I said, 1.5 years. What he said, like I had two gay host dads, right? So like they were always like trying to include me in like dinners and stuff, but I was really trying to cut. So like I was like trying to do my own thing, trying to eat chicken. I know what it sounds like. I was in France. I could have been eating crepes and croissants and all that fun stuff, but no, my ass was cooking chicken, eating like some nasty ass shit because I really wanted to do it. That's what I wanted to do, right? And I remember one time, one of my host dads, he looks at me, he's like, "Joe, what are you doing?" Like, in French is profiter les jours, like, and this is like such an interesting thing. I just thought I'd point this out. So what it literally translates to is profit the day or enjoy the day, right? And then I compare it to what Americans say. Like we always say, carpe diem, seize the day. This is your day, right? But almost, and this is a vibe that I got from everyone else as well. The Syrians, the Colombians, the Russian girl, like just all these different cultures that I feel like it's just so different from America, is that enjoy the day. Don't, it's not, the goal is not to end the day as fast as possible, to fill it with so much shit that it's just a day. It's like oh yeah, it's a really productive day, but are you gonna remember it? Are you gonna remember having fun doing it? If it's gonna take an extra 5 minutes to do something that takes an hour, wouldn't you want to just do an hour and 5 minutes and just enjoy the pace? It's not so living so fast. And he always said that, and I remember telling him when I was dieting so hard, you know what, I am enjoying the day. This is what I do to enjoy the day, and that's the beauty of it. So those were my 2 big takeaways. Enjoy the day and slow down, you know? That was just on my mind. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one.